Hey, my name's Nick. Welcome to the Algarve Addicts video podcast. Now, every single Wednesday, we go beyond the beaches and brochures. We dig into the real Algarve by sharing the stories, struggles, and successes that shape life here through the eyes of the people that live here. And they've actually done it. They're experts, expats, entrepreneurs, and locals sharing unfiltered insights about relocating to and thriving in the Algarve. Let's get on with it. Hi, Elena. Thanks so much for taking the time to jump onto our podcast. It's really cool to meet you.
Thanks for having me, Nick. It's a pleasure.
Ah, you're welcome. Because you popped up on our radar because of TEDx. And that's something that we're going to talk about because you did TEDx with Simone in Lagos, right?
Yes, that's it.
Cool. Well, let's dive into that a bit deeper. But firstly, can we rewind a little? And your brand name is Freedom Seeker. Is that correct?
That's it. Yes, you've done your homework.
A little bit, yeah. Okay, so what did freedom mean to you as a child?
Ooh, I guess being left alone to explore whatever I wanted to do, however I wanted to play, whoever I wanted to play with. I guess
Yeah.
it was very important because I was a single child, and I think that was my main value. Really, I was free, and I was let alone to explore.
So where was that in the world where you grew up?
I was born in Bulgaria, so
Cool.
I grew up there up until the age of 18.
And what is life like when you were growing up? And like you were saying, it was free, and people gave your parents gave you a lot of freedom. Was it true?
Yes, I think it's really wonderful when your parents let you be an outdoor kid. So I grew up before the time of technology. I had my first phone, one of these black and white ones, when I was 11. So until then, I was just outside playing with my friends. And I know this game when you pretend you're cooking and you use some flowers and you you make
Yeah,
something out of it, and somebody's supposed to try it. So that
that
was it.
sounds that sounds really healthy.
Yes, I guess you can relate. I don't know how it is in South Africa if you was in a lot of outdoor activities as a child, but that is so
Yeah,
important.
absolutely. I mean, basically, my parents were just, I remember getting a bicycle for my 8th birthday or something. And then it was just get on your bicycle and cruise well, not cruise the streets, but like, go on these dirt tracks and go and explore the neighborhood. And it was very free. Whereas today it's a very different kettle of fish because you can't do that with crime and issues like that. So, yeah,
I
we were
think
very blessed.
In Portugal, you can. I
Yeah.
like to believe that.
Yeah. In Portugal, you can. You're right. Yeah. Not in South Africa. So it sounds like an idyllic childhood. It sounds wonderful. Why did you leave?
Because I wanted to challenge myself. And I think I think expats always have to work a little bit harder. So I found that, especially because English is not my first language. So I thought, okay, let's do something more difficult. Let's go somewhere where I need to really adapt to the culture. Let's learn the whole thing in English. And let's just, I just like the sound of the UK, and I wanted to say something different. And
When
I
I think of the UK, and I think the UK is a wonderful place, but I generally think of rain.
Yeah, that's true. I think you need a good 6 months to get used to it, and then
Yeah.
it's just normal.
But
And
I
then
mean, when the sun's shining, it's such a beautiful country. It really is amazing.
yeah, I love that they maintain their values and how they've done things, hundreds of years ago, and
Yeah.
it's a really special country.
So where did you head for when you went to England?
I went to Bournemouth, which is on the coast and
Okay.
by the ocean, and I loved it. Although I barely went to the beach because of all the studying and exams, but I really loved it. It was a really special place.
So it was business, right? You studied business?
Yes, with marketing. So I
Okay. And why marketing? Because I mean, I think it's a fantastic subject. I love marketing, but it's so massive. So how did you get into marketing, or why did you get into marketing?
have you heard about a guy called Seth Godin? Is
Yes.
So I read his book when I was 15. It has this book, Purple Cow, and I got really curious because the way he described the whole concept of persuasion, that the art of showing others what you want them to see and just helping them maybe buy something that is good for them. I really like that idea. And I thought that, yeah, that sounds like something I would study. And obviously, when you're a teenager, you just hope that what you think is true is really true. So
Yeah.
that's because of this freedom which my parents gave me. I just thought, okay, let's just follow that intuition. And I just went.
Amazing.
So yeah, and then luckily my experience, my studies confirmed it, because I know some friends who studied marketing. They found it too, I don't know, maybe dry, or some of them even manipulative. But I like to think it's a really helpful subject, which all of us need for anything really. If you are an owner of a little coffee shop, or if you're selling fish, anything you do, you need to market that to get customers. And I think you have to choose what you use it for. And that's why, I think it's a really beautiful thing. If
I
it's
think it's the way you view it as well, because I remember in 2014 I came across this concept of creating an audience, and then the audience will tell you what kind of product they'll need, instead of making a product and then ramming it down people's throats and sell, sell, sell. So I was like, well, that's a very alien concept. How do you do that? And eventually we managed to do that with Algarve Addicts, which is fantastic. So have you come across that concept?
Yeah, and I think you did a great job creating your audience. You have 30,000 followers,
Thank
which
you.
is really amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I really believe in that, what you're saying. I believe that before you launch something, before you start a business, you need to really ask some questions. And actually, when I was becoming a freelancer, I was a full-time employee, but when I was becoming a freelancer, and I was working with a coach, and she told me to go around and ask 50 people the questions that I need to know before I start offering what I offer.
Wow.
That was it's such a great idea, because one, you really see if they need what you want to offer. Like you said, you don't want to push it on them. And B, then you get to really hear their pain points, and then use those nice words and put it on your website. And then you really show that you understand your customer, and you really do. You really do, and you show that you do.
So how did you do those 50 people? Did you walk around the university and
No,
um,
this was in Portugal. So it was during no, it was in the end of the pandemic. So I was just, the Facebook groups here, they're the Google of Portugal. So
yeah.
yeah, I just went around and put some questions, and I asked somebody, hey, would you be up for having half an hour call with me? And then surprisingly, a lot of them said yes.
Wow.
And and then I didn't do 50, I probably did 15.
Yeah.
But that was enough for me to learn and maybe adjust what I wanted to offer.
That's an excellent way of surveying your target market, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I think it's a very smart way also to, maybe make some connections, put little seeds in there
Wow.
that maybe one day they might need you. So it's a helpful
Yeah,
tool. You're welcome to
because
try it.
it seems like you do a lot of work on LinkedIn, right? So do you doing a lot of that through LinkedIn and Facebook? Huh?
Not so much, to be honest. Like I have my work has three parts. One of the parts is the marketing, freelance marketing, and that one they seem to find me. Maybe LinkedIn, yes. Maybe a lot of word of mouth from my connections back in the UK.
No.
But my photography is really Instagram and word of mouth here, and Facebook groups. So I
Okay.
feel like you need to adapt whatever you want to offer. You need to know where your customers live and be in their online home and show up there wherever you have to show up.
Yeah. So let's jump back to university in Bournemouth. You did a TEDx thing. I mean, TEDx is massive. How did that come about?
It was one of these moments where, if you really like something, like in my case, I've been watching them since I was, I don't know, I'd say 16, maybe I was a teenager, and I really wanted to go to one, and I did when I was, I think, 17. I went back in Bulgaria, Sofia, and I really loved it. I thought it was, first of all, it's amazing they let an under 18-year-old girl just go to their thing, and
No.
then I was so inspired that I always wanted to do another one, to attend another one. But because there was nothing in my area, nothing Dorset, I thought, okay, well, if you don't, if you cannot attend one, you have to make one.
Absolutely brilliant.
Like, what can you do? So I just did it. And I was a final year student, and I was working on my dissertation, looking for a job in London. Well, I was doing part-time work. But I was like, no, it's the time. I'm going to do it now. It's my final year. I have the backing of the university. So why not? And this is how I did it. And it was beautiful. It was really like an experience. I really recommend people to try to push themselves to something like that.
Was there any drama involved?
No, I think I was just, I was winging it most of the time. I was like, okay, let's see. Do we know any good speakers? Asking around people, and do we know anyone who can fund this? So it was all a little bit of, let's see how it goes. And yeah, and then there was no drama. I think it was just, I mean, obviously you have to learn a lot of stuff in a very short time. Like, how do you film that? How do you um, get speakers? How do you train the speakers when you're younger and probably less experienced than them? And so it was just like challenges you had to overcome internally. But when you find the right people, and I really believe it's all about that, when you find an amazing team, you don't have to do everything by yourself. They can share that
That's
learning.
beautiful. Yeah. Are there many requirements from TEDx themselves saying that you have to do this, this, and this, and that?
Yes, they give you a lot of guidelines. So of course, you have to adhere to the branding using the colors like red, black, and white. But you also have to speak on specific subjects only. I mean, basically avoiding their three forbidden topics like politics, religion, and bad science.
Hmm.
And everything has to be up to 18 minutes. And yeah, they have a lot of specific requirements within those. But as long as don't let people talk about one of these, it should be okay. I think it's not so hard to please them.
Okay, cool. Because then the second TEDx that you did obviously is in Lagos, but we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, you've talked a lot about locality versus nomadism on your blog, and how important is having a home base to your sense of freedom? Because I mean, have you done a nomadic digital nomad lifestyle, or have you not
I would
really?
I would say it's more like part-time thing, because I realized, okay, maybe I was experimenting with that before I moved to Portugal. I was sort of one foot in Portugal, one foot in the UK, and a little bit in Bulgaria. So for
Yeah.
1 year, I was really trying how it will happen, like between those countries. And then I realized, okay, it's fun that you can work from one of those and have clients wherever. But I find it more comfortable, and I'm more grounded when I stay in one place, like right now in Portugal. So I feel that it's fun to do a little bit, but unless you have a whole infrastructure, unless you have friends, in different countries, and do the slow travel thing, so you don't go in a new country every month, but like maybe every 6 months, then
Mm.
you'll burn if you don't have that plan. So I realized for me, I'm like more of a one country kind of person with
But I
enough.
think I think most people are really. I mean, you've got these committed digital nomads who go like 3 months here, 3 months there, 3 months there, and they do it for years on end. But I think the majority of people that I've certainly met here in the Algarve, like in Portimao Digital Nomads and in Loft, do you know the Loft community?
Yes,
And
yes, floor.
yeah, Floor is amazing. And they're all, a lot of them are remote workers. They're not necessarily committed digital nomads. And I think it feels to me that a lot of people sort of eschew that lifestyle and prefer to settle down.
Have you been to the Albufeira Digital Nomad Fest?
I have been there once. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of see what they're all about, and you realize, okay, respect for that you can all go in big groups and
Mhm.
somehow work and share a space. But I think it's not for everyone. I feel like maybe if you don't have children, or if you are single, maybe it's easier. But yeah, if you're somebody who likes a bit of stability and have a partner or family, it's a little bit easy to be in one place.
Yeah, that's me. I'm
Yeah,
old and
of
traditional.
course.
Um, but why Portugal? Because it was when did you move over, and was Portugal the flavor of the year then, or why Portugal?
It was very random. It was in 2020 that I came, and I only came because I was getting depressed in London. It was the pandemic, everything was shut down, and my friend, who is originally from near Olhão, so the east of the Algarve, she
Hmm.
came back. So she was my colleague from like a company in the UK, but she moved back, and then and I've been following. I was following all her sunset stories on Instagram, her cycle rides through Ria Formosa, and I just sent her a message. Hey, do you have a spare room? And it was it. And it was literally, I'm not joking, but it was 10 days between the call and me arranging somebody to take over my place. And I just took a one-way ticket, which was also £10,
Wow.
uh, plus the luggage, but it was a bit more. But I just came for, I thought, 1 month maybe. And then I kept extending, and I did that experiment in digital nomad thing the next year. But then I realized,
But that
uh,
journey coming over here in the middle of COVID, was it sort of, how did you do that? I mean, was it, you had to like dodge, because there were all these crazy laws and stuff and you couldn't travel easily. Was it hard?
I was very lucky because the lockdown, one of the many lockdowns, happened the next day. So I booked the flights, and literally the next day was a big national lockdown. So if I'd had the flight the next day, I would have not been able to do it.
Wow.
So yeah, it was. But then once I got here, I found it's to be so much freer than anywhere else, because it was, especially in this rural part of the Algarve, it was completely. I barely felt there was a pandemic. So it was like, you have this big garden for yourself, this big, beautiful national park. And I feel like this is freedom. It's just having to, you can breathe without a mask, and, have a
Yeah.
nice.
So you found your freedom, and then you didn't want to let it go. So how did you set? Because now you're living more to the west. You're living in Lagos, right?
Yes, that's it.
So this first month that you spent was in Olhão, right?
Yes, the first, I would say the first 6 months,
Okay.
it was there. I was a little bit outside of, so even more to the east, like between Tavira and Olhão.
Okay.
So Moncarpaccio, basically. And
Yeah.
that was, it was my experimental few months. And then I slowly made my way to here. So I spent some time in Faro, Gambelas, which was also beautiful. But then my partner is here, so I made the move to here. So yeah, no, but I fell in love with all these parts of the Algarve, and I even I purchased property in the east. So
Oh, cool.
I'm like, I love it all. I want to be everywhere.
It sounds like, yeah. So Olhão and Faro and Lagos, and so what's your favorite part? I mean, so you're in Lagos because you're a partner, right?
To a degree, yes, but also
So
because the expat communities and the fun activities are mostly here, I would say.
yeah. So are you a solid foundational member of the Lagos Digital Nomads?
Oh, well, Joanna is really nice, and I've been to her events, but
Mm.
I don't really go so much because, again, I'm not sure if I'm a digital nomad myself. I don't know if I can have that identity.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say I'm more into the expat/entrepreneur communities. And actually the group Simone created, it was really wonderful. So yeah, I just dip in and out of different places.
So I'm just trying to think. So if you could choose where to live in the Algarve, where would you choose? I mean, it's different for everybody, and it sounds like you want to live in all the places.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you need to consider, it depends on what you want. If you want a really peaceful, milder climate, I would say the East Algarve is that. I think it's like 5 degrees warmer than here.
Mm.
No, not so much wind, and it's a little bit cheaper, but it's a little bit more quiet, I would say. And there are less, from at least when I lived there were less opportunities and less activities for people who are younger and not retired. Although I think this has changed now with Loft and other similar communities, but at least back then it was like that. And then if you want more excitement, the West Coast, the dramatic rocks, then you have to come to the West. And if you want to be, I don't know, where the party life is, then you go to Albufeira in the central part. So for me right now, I feel really happy where I am. I feel really good to be. I'm a little bit outside of Lagos, so I'm not exactly where the busiest part is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can enjoy this beautiful place. And if I miss the East, I just go to the East.
I think you summed up the entire Algarve perfectly with like a short sentence. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's just get into a little bit of advice for others moving to Portugal. What is, okay, obviously relocating for you in 2020, you had a Bulgarian passport, which is EU, right?
Yes, it's EU. I also have my UK one, but it's not a bit
Okay.
not useful here.
Yeah, exactly. But that must have been super easy for you to come from a visa point of view and everything.
Yeah, EU
What
citizens are lucky.
What about from a cultural point of view? Because I think, as we were talking a little bit earlier before the recording, I think as we get more, as we learn more about Portuguese culture, you find more differences to the way we grew up. Have you had any interesting things there?
It was very interesting if you compare your different cultures. So I was born in Bulgaria, but I left it when I was kind of forming my personality as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I had my 10 years of UK life in my whole personality, but all this politeness, waiting for things, having everything really precise. Then I came here and I realized, oh, okay, it's not how it is in the UK.
Yeah.
So it kind of brought me back to my culture because it's a little bit more, like, I would say, bureaucratic in certain parts, a little bit more easygoing. And people maybe a little bit, they don't care so much about packaging things in a nice, polite way. They just say it how it is. A lot of people argue that Spanish are a little bit more direct than Portuguese, but I find that Portuguese are pretty direct. So yeah, I feel like it's ironically brought me back to my own culture. And now I realize, okay, things will happen later, at some point. Soon I'll call you back soon. They never do, right? When you order something. So yeah, I feel like people should respect that. I know I have a few German friends who really had a lot of trouble getting used to.
I think it's very, very hard for German people, and strangely enough, Americans as well, to try and understand, because service levels are so different, and then they perceive it in a very negative way. And it's just the way things are here. And it is hard to get used to it, isn't it?
Yeah. And you have your very interesting statistics on your website on all like the different nationalities that come here. Like you have this big Brazilian bubble, and then you have the English, and you have French. I don't know which else was there, but it's interesting.
Yeah, French are really high up there as well.
Yeah. I guess I think everyone goes through the same journey of adapting and then realize, okay, I cannot put my own culture in here. I need to kind of blend in a little bit. And maybe the expats, I think it's a subculture, the expats, because, if your Portuguese is not very fluent, then it's easier to have friends from those communities. And it's wonderful. There's so many. And there it's like the middle part between the local and their own. So I feel like this is the friendliest spot really here. The Algarve is really good for that.
It is. It's amazing. I mean, I've been to so many dinner parties where like one person's German, another person's Swiss, and then a person's English, and then American, and you've got all these melting pot of culture, which is quite incredible. But if you think about it statistically, so the Algarve is 20% of the Algarve are foreigners, so it's quite a high percentage, I think. And it is so important, I think, for us to integrate and to learn Portuguese. I know it's really, really hard, and a lot of people try, some people don't, but you can get by. So for you personally, would you say Portugal is your forever home, or are you just going to reserve that decision for later?
Yeah, I think during the pandemic, I learned that you cannot really make really fixed plans for life for many things, and you never know what will happen next year. But I like to think, in short increments of time. Okay, the next year, the next 2-3 years, and for sure, yes, now it is my place, and I have 3 cats and 2 dogs as well. So
it's getting harder and harder to move.
Yeah, should start with a partner then a pet, but so we're quite.
I like the priority there.
And yeah, so I feel like if you have something like that, I really find that this is my home right now, because especially these communities that we discussed, I really think they make you feel home so much, because I think people choose the Algarve. This is what I love about it. They just choose to be here, which is why the energy is so positive, because it's not like, okay, some people from poorer countries, they go to Germany or France or the UK. They just really want to be here because the weather is amazing, the food, the costs, the warmth of everything, and it's really nice. So
I know, I love it here. I mean, I've been here for 25 years. I thought I would be getting tired of it by now, but I still love it. And there's still so much to explore because things are changing so fast. So it's quite amazing.
Where are you based in the Algarve?
In São Brás del Portel, which is north of Faro. Yeah,
so it's my rental house is I'd say 20 minutes from there.
Oh, cool! That's excellent. So you get out here quite a lot, this area.
When there are gaps between the bookings, I go there. But yeah, I really love this. I love this area. I mean, my house is in Santa Catarina, so I just really adore this whole part, because it's a little bit, I would say, the underdog part of the Algarve. It's not so.
Yeah, it's raw. It's like it used to be. Yeah.
And you see people in tractors, and you go to the local shop. You have to. I mean, you must be much more fluent in Portuguese than I am, and I go with my broken Portuguese and try to buy something, and they're so happy that I try. So.
Well, I might have to do a podcast this afternoon in Portuguese, which is a bit scary. It's the first time ever. So
I would love to watch that.
Well, we'll see if I can publish it or not. I might make an idiot of myself. Okay, so TEDx in Lagos. How on earth did you come across that, and what was what's your first step when you thought TEDx?
It was the same way of thinking as 10 years before that. Is there one I can attend? And then the answer was not. Okay, then I have to make it. This was literally how I did it. And I thought there was one, I think they'd done one many years ago. I think 5 years before that, they had done in Portimao or similar, and I could not find anything about it. And I thought, okay, we should do it because, yeah, people deserve to enjoy that experience. It's an experience. So yeah, I decided to do it. And then my first step was thinking about, who can I organize it with? Because I cannot do it myself. It's too big of a project. And this is when I approached Simone, because had never met her in person.
Mhm.
I knew that she's very good at running events and she's has her nice community. So I just sent her a message. Hey, even it was a voice message. I said, hey, you don't know me, but and I was like so nervous because I feel it was probably so weird to receive that message from some random stranger. But then to my like surprise and like, of course, a very pleasant surprise, she replied like within 10 minutes, like with exclamation marks. Yes, I am in. And yeah, it was how I did it.
She's got a lot of energy, which is great, huh?
She's really the perfect co-organizer. And then she introduced me to the third one, which is also very important for the project, who is very important. Marta, she's the Portuguese connection. She also is extremely good at organizing events and bringing the expats and the locals together. She runs, she's the manager of the Fabrica, which is entrepreneurship organization. Fabrica do Empreendedor in Lagos.
Oh, yes. I've just heard about it last week, actually. Yeah.
Oh, you should interview some, maybe her, even her.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, that'd be great. If you can give me the connection after.
Yeah, sure. So basically she was a very important part as well, because she really helped us with bringing that Portuguese taste to the event. You know, this performer with the accordion and some Portuguese speakers, because it was very important to make it like half and half, like Portuguese and local and foreigner. And yeah, and then we just got together and we started brainstorming, and the rest is history. Somehow we pulled it together.
But I mean, obviously this stuff doesn't it costs some money. So how do you get money to drive this thing? Did you put it in yourselves? Did you get investors? How did it work?
Well, as a non-for-profit organization, yet the only way to do it is to really get some sponsors. And we were very lucky that the Lagos Camera was very supportive of this project, really, really helpful. And Doutora Sandra Oliveira, she is a person who works there in the tourist department, and she really helped us secure the venue. So the venue was a sponsored one.
Nice.
It was the Centro Cultural. Maybe you've been there.
Really. Yeah, what's it? Praça Gilines. How do you say it?
Praça Gilianes. Yeah, it's very close by.
I always struggle with that name, yeah, because there's a ship up in the north of Portugal, which is a medical ship called Gilianes as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it used to actually go out to the North Atlantic and service all the bacalhau fishing fleets. And it was a medical ship, and it would help them if there were any problems. So anyway, that's just
really cool. We can mention this in the next part. No, but basically the camera helped us a lot. And then we found some sponsors. The most expensive thing, one of the most expensive things, which was crazy, was the letters. I don't know if you want to guess how much they cost.
What letters?
On stage, TEDx Lagos, those big red letters. That was insane. We could not believe our eyes. We asked several companies. They all gave us the same quote. It was crazy.
So how much?
3,000.
What?
3,000.
Has it got lights inside it or something?
No, it's they're very light. I mean, they're quite good quality. They have to match the branding, so they're in Helvetica, whatever size, perfect type of red. Everything ordered according to the branding rules, but they're quite expensive and very fragile. So we really was super nervous about this. But luckily, there was a company that sponsored that, W4M. They're a technology company, and those guys saved us. And
Amazing.
We had a few more.
But you would think that TEDx itself would actually be able to ship them out from TEDx headquarters or something.
You would hope that, but it's when you have a little X on the event, the TEDx, that means that it's independently organized. So they only help you with the platform for putting your videos and obviously using the branding, but everything else you need to do yourself. It's completely on you to figure it out.
Wow. How about red tape and stuff with the camera? Was there a lot of forms there to fill in and all that kind of stuff?
We had quite a few meetings, yes. But I would say they really gave us a lot of freedom, and we're really grateful for that. So for them, what was really important was that we do have an equality in terms of how many speakers are Portuguese or Portuguese speaking and how many are foreigner. And also that we agreed that we will promote the city itself a little bit on social. We did some video clips that were promotional. So, but apart from that, they were extremely accommodating.
So it was 50-50, 50 Portuguese, 50 English.
Kind of. Well, we were trying, but it was close. I don't know the specific numbers, and we have some Brazilians, so we counted it the same, So yeah, I would say it's roughly an equal split between also men and women. We also tried to do that. It's only.
And just for people who've never been to a TED event or a TEDx event, what's the draw? Why would they want to go?
I think that there are a few reasons. One is that you go there for a whole day and you get bombarded by all kinds of very interesting, completely unrelated subjects. I mean, they're slightly related to each other and the theme, but they're very different. So you can learn so many things in one day that you've never would have thought about. We had things about coral and the ocean and neuroscience and mental health, technology, art, and you just get all these random things. And then, of course, you'll get at least one or two, or hopefully much more, will inspire you. And that's the one part. And the other part is the community, that you have all these amazing people who are equally excited to learn new things. And you have some really nice food, which you also for free for those who came. So it's just this amazing, it's an experience because we also have music and art. So it's not just, it's not a conference, it's not like a business conference, but it's like this cultural experience. So this is why I think I really advise people to try to see on the map of TED, where the next one is.
So are you going to do another one next year?
Yes, we are. We are going.
All right. It must have been a success then if you're going to do it again.
Yes. Yeah. We're really looking forward to. We're hopefully going to announce the dates in the next few months.
Excellent.
Are you going to join us?
Sure, I'd love to come. Yeah, know more about it. Yeah. And it's the same organizational team still going forward.
One more person. One of our lovely volunteers. She's done such an amazing work. Like, she was a speaker coordinator and logistics manager, but she's now a co-organizer, Lisa. She's the German one, so she's the really organized one, and she's the fourth. So now we're four.
It's funny how Germans are always so organized. It's brilliant.
They save us.
Yeah.
The mess.
So tell me something about your business itself, and it's called Freedom Seeker, right?
Yeah, this is how I call it. Yes.
Okay. So what do you do on a day-to-day basis? What's your average day look like?
There's no 2 days are the same. But I do basically, I would say my freelance work it's split half and half. So I call everything Freedom Seeker. So my marketing work is Freedom Seeker, and my photography is Freedom Seeker photography, and the weddings are Freedom Seeker weddings. So I'm trying to copy Richard Branson with Virgin, but I just happen to like this name. But yeah, no, I would say my day is split. When I do the marketing work, I do campaigns, I do management of like the whole marketing for little companies, a lot of them from the UK, but some from here. And I do that on the days that I'm doing it, but a lot of the other times you'll find me somewhere on the beach photographing somebody, like what we discussed before the recording out. Often do secret proposals.
Tell us what a secret proposal is. That sounds great.
It's when somebody decides to get married and they love it as a destination to propose to their partners. And then they hire a photographer who they just come and hide somewhere and then just try to catch the perfect moment where the person goes on one knee, and then you just get it.
So what happens if she says no or he says no?
Has that happened? I've never seen that, but I guess
okay.
it will be a shame, especially if they've chosen a place like Ponta da Piedade with a lot of audience. It will be really bad. I hope it never happens, but
Excellent. So, but now you must go to some beautiful places for this, because I used to run a stand-up paddling touring company, and we did every morning we'd go to Benazil Cave, and one person asked me to go and film them when they were doing a proposal there. So have you ever been to any crazy places in the Algarve?
I would say that there are a set of beaches that people really love, and depending on, so if they're staying in Lagos, I would go to, I don't know, Porto de Mos or Ponta da Piedade, or if they're willing to wake up for the sunrise, Camilo is really the best. And then I would choose, I'll go to, I haven't been to super, super crazy places, but I would say sometimes I've been to really secret parts of the Algarve, which my friend, so I have a friend who is a partner. She does the romantic picnic. Her business is Secret Algarve, and she's really the pro at that. She really knows the best of the best secret spots. So sometimes she will drag all these like yurts and tea candles to really like crazy rocks. I don't know how she does it, but so yeah, with her I've explored some parts of.
That sounds amazing. Is like sort of high end, very expensive service that she does?
I think she's the medium range. Her prices are quite fair, and she's extremely good at it. She's a very good planner. I mean, she plans the whole thing for them. And
I think I've seen her on Instagram actually, because I'm fascinated with picnics, because we used to do a lot of picnics in South Africa in wine farms, and you'd go there and they'd give you a picnic and you go and sit in the vineyards and eat your stuff. And I never found it here in Portugal, but it's so nice to see it's coming.
Oh, this is awesome. Like you've tried everything. Yes, no, it is. I would say there are quite a few of these organizations here now, and everyone has their own unique style. So hers is quite, I would say, artistic, a little bit boho, and you have more high end that are a little bit really like they bring these massive hearts and they just put it there on the beach. So yeah, they're different styles.
So Elena, do you think Portugal has changed you, and if so, how?
I would say it's made me more free than I was. Freer, it's freed me. I feel like this country really it makes you more patient as well, because you need to get used to their bureaucracy. But I find that it's made me more open-minded and really reconnected me to nature, because if you lived in a big city, and I grew up in a big city, even though we had mountains near Sofia, but in London, it's pretty, it's a concrete jungle. I feel like when you come here, you really reconnect to Mother Nature, to the beaches and the beautiful, cliffs. So
best place to be. I've just been up to Alentejo for a weekend, and we went to this little lodge, and it was in the middle of nowhere, and you could just see hills, and it was just hot, and there was one pool, and that was it. It was just so beautiful, so connected. It just feels amazing.
Oh yes, Alentejo is also special. The best wine. Maybe after everybody. Very
cool. Elena, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate listening to your story, and hopefully we'll come and see you in TEDx next year.
Yes, please do. Thank you so much for your time. And yes, I really love what you've created. A really beautiful platform that you have. Algarve Addicts. Thank you. Take care.